Hello! Welcome to Artifacts Worldswide's Lands of Aecathan, where a bunch of people who've probably played D&D way too much decide to play D&D a little bit more. Because, we can't help it. We love it. We've loved it
Try to
for a
keep me
long
away.
time. Yeah. So, Aramin and Aribell are currently dealing with a storm that keeps blinking their power.
Yes. Which happened to blow up about 10 minutes ago. So, yay.
Yay, storm.
Yep.
But we've got some battery life going and laptops, and so far so good. And it's supposed to be out of here by 7:30. So.
Yep. So if we can just get to the half-hour mark,
right.
that particular problem should be taken care of. But
I'm still running tech support at the moment, so I'll be with this.
all right, no worries. Well, we'll go ahead and launch into the intro and welcome you back to the lands of Aecathan. And welcome back. We're going to have an interesting time tonight. When last we left our intrepid band of adventurers, they had arrived finally at the coastal village of Costed's Wave, where they reunited with Aramin's mentor, found out that there was a brand new sort of mega inn that had sprung up seemingly out of nowhere since the last time that anyone came through. Met with Aribell's mentor and the representatives of the Paladin side of the Temple of Terrora, and the stage is set for Aribell's trial. After a good night's sleep, hopefully.
That's all fine.
It just happens to make you not nervous about the trial, but instead more focused on the actual business of doing what we're doing.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Changes. All right.
What?
So,
I heard you, but it was very quiet.
I think we're close. All right.
good. So the morning comes,
As it does.
and it's about an hour before sunrise.
I get up and say some prayers. And get ready for the day.
I am in town under the window of the wand place.
Oh, that's right. You were stalking Sigrith.
Yes.
Protecting, there's a difference.
Yep. The light has been on in the back room all night long.
Okay.
and it seems pretty clear that Sigrith and Eva have been working through the night. Although, for about the last half hour or so, you haven't heard much.
Okay. I venture a peek inside the window just to see what's going on, if anything.
You see Eva
Okay.
in her chair, and you see Sigrith head down on her hands on the table.
All right.
It seems like they both worked until they passed out.
If she gets up to say her prayers, I'm just gonna like get up, let her prayer, but just kind of keep a watch on her.
All right.
And then I'm supposed to be there at sunup, right?
Yes.
You said it was an hour before and it was a half hour away, so.
Yep.
I glance at Zori. Oh, sorry. Were we back to me? And head out. I'll be fine. Don't follow me.
Okay. Good luck.
Even as a bird.
Okay. I
Right.
promised, so I won't. But good luck.
I give her a hug.
Can we just
Have her
walk
back.
you halfway there?
I will be fine. I'll be back soon. And if I'm not, I'm sure they'll send word that it went horribly wrong.
If you're not,
Fine. It's fine. Aurora's led me this far. This is where she wants me to be. She'll be with me.
And then,
Don't
as she walks off,
I look at Zora and say, I don't like that woman that she has to go fight. I don't like her.
I don't either, but I owe Aribell my trust. So I will, when she's about 100 feet away, I'm going to send message and I'll be like, hey, last thing, kick her ass.
I don't even know if I have to. Can I reply?
You can reply.
I don't even know if I have to fight her. Who knows what it'll be?
Oh, you're gonna have
I send message again. Bottom line, kick her ass.
I love you, Zori. I'll be fine.
All right. So you begin your walk out of Costed's Wave toward the area where you are to meet Sir Arilo the Just.
Yes.
About 10 minutes after she leaves, Zorith and Tasha, there's a knock at your door.
I go open the door.
On the Sprite?
Oh, that's right. You slept on the Sprite. Okay, well then you hear a voice say, hello.
Hi.
You look up. It's Father Delbus.
Oh, I remember you. Hi, Father. It's me,
Hello.
Tasha.
Yes, I remember. I must confess, I'm nervous. Would you like to join me for breakfast?
Breakfast.
I would love also to join you for breakfast, but I am incredibly nervous. I promised I wouldn't turn into a bird and watch.
I promised that I would not watch as well.
Oh, dear.
But I did not promise I would not listen.
Oh, well, excellent. Let's go to breakfast and listen.
He just kind of gets this mischievous little grin and says,
I love him so much.
technically, I am not violating my oath.
I like technical things.
I hope that Torora will forgive me, but I need to know.
This is going to be the best play-by-play from original D&D that's ever happened. I'm so excited. I'm totally here for it.
Okay.
Or is it allergies?
You will never know.
So, you follow Father Dilbus, and he goes back to the big inn.
Wow, this place is insane.
And,
No.
he has arranged for a private room.
I put my arm on his, like my hand on his shoulder and cup him a couple times, and I'm like, I like the way you work, Father.
Well, I do
No
not,
diggity.
I do not want to be disturbed as we're trying to see hear what happens. If I am not meant to listen, Torora will not allow this to work, I am certain.
Me too. I mean, I have to believe that you would have Torora's blessing, right?
I would like to think so, yes.
It'll be fine.
All right. Please sit. They will bring in coffee or tea or juice, whatever you like. And
Ooh, coffee.
Coffee.
I must begin preparing my spell. So he pulls. He's wearing a necklace that has a 5-pointed golden star, and he takes it off his neck and lays it out in the center of the table, and puts his hand on one of the points and begins to intone a very quiet prayer.
I will periodically, I will probably giggle, like mischievously, like we're getting over on this lady. Like this is right up my alley.
Just crossing my fingers because I really want this to work. I cross a couple fingers.
He finishes his prayer and kind of sits and blinks and says, I don't hear anything.
Maybe she's not there yet.
We will hope that is true. All right, Aribell.
Okay, hold on.
You
Good luck, girl! Kick her ass!
You round a low hill, and you see, standing there waiting for you, Sir Erlo Wymark the Just. She's dressed in full ceremonial plate armor. She has her sword sheathed at her side. Her helmet is tucked under her left arm, and you can see she has what looks to be 2 pieces of white fabric draped over her right shoulder.
She's gonna blindfold you.
I say good morning and approach.
We're not helping.
And at this point, Father Dilbus goes, it's working.
It's working?
Place a finger on one of the points on the star.
Oh! I do.
And you hear the voice of Sir Arilo. Aribell Iselynn, do you seek entry into the Paladin Order of the Golden Star?
I do.
Are you prepared to undertake the necessary trials at this time?
I am.
Very well. She sets her helmet down, pulls one of the pieces of cloth off her shoulder, and unfolds it, and it's basically just a piece of absolutely white cloth. It's spotless. And she lays it out on the ground like one would lay out a blanket for a picnic. And she says, remove your armor. Place it and any weapons you carry on the cloth.
I do so.
And you all hear back at the inn, you all hear the clinking of metal that you are familiar with her putting on and taking off the armor. Remove your clothing and place it on top of your armor.
Sorry, she's not laughing. Get a little creepy for Pam, but so they're hearing this. She does so. She's hot, if that matters.
The Pam character.
What are you feeling right now, Aribell?
Cold.
Well, it looks real cold in here. You okay?
She is. It's a mix of uncertainty and faith, because she knows she's where she's supposed to be, and she's just trusting that Torora will see her through.
Sir Arillow's looking very intently at your face, and she just kind of nods to herself. Very well. Let the trials begin. Stand up and look straight ahead. Arms at your side, shoulders back. We begin with the trials of knowledge. You who seek entry into the Order of the Golden Star, what are the tenets of Torora? To what do we, who serve her, hold as our solemn duty?
Jeff, Pam doesn't know. But Aribell knows.
Make a history check. Let's see if Aribell can remember right now.
The dice help me.
You may roll this with advantage, because this is something you have been dealing with for quite a while.
A decade, at least. Now, what to say, when I warmed these up, I rolled both my die 20s, and one was a 20 and one was a 1. So this could go either way. Well, I'll take a 19 plus 17 and a 19. She knows her crap. 22.
You know that the tenets of Torora are protection, healing, peace, renewal, and self-sacrifice.
That is what she says.
All right. And what is the symbol of the goddess? To what iconography do we turn in our time of need?
The 5-pointed golden star.
Very well. We walk in Torora's grace.
800 disconnected. Ready to pair.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Torora speaks and no one understands.
It's okay. It's the speaker turning off.
We walk in Torora's grace, all of us. But to be a paladin of her holy order requires of us many things, which not all are suited to fulfill. This oath, which you have begun, is a lifelong burden and honor, one that will guide your steps for all your days, and will demand more of you than any other calling our hearts can follow. In your travels, you will meet creatures of all faith, and those who follow other gods of good, neutrality, and evil. Some may follow no gods at all, or simply not know their heart. Through your travels, you must remain stalwart in your belief in Torora's teachings, and present yourself as an example of all who follow the goddess of life. An example of what one who follows the goddess might be. Remember that self-sacrifice is nobility itself, but that a weapon not cared for will yield little aid in battle. In order to care for the mind, body, and soul of others, Forget not to care for your mind, body, and soul. Remember always that you are a beacon of Taurara's Holy Spirit and mission. The golden star lights our way, and our livery and heraldry must always feature such, so that any who seek our aid or wish to join us in following the goddess may find us, may receive aid and comfort from us, and may call upon our strength at arms to defend them, both in times of peace and in times of war. Hold in your heart the knowledge that, should you be accepted into the Paladin Order of the Golden Star, you no longer serve yourself. You will have dedicated your life and your eventual death into the service of the goddess. You will seize any and all opportunity to put aside the sins of the world, eschew wealth and status, live charitably, be penitent when you have done wrong, and above all, be the servant of Taurara you would look up to were you not part of our order. As a member of the Paladin Order of the Golden Star, you must always be prepared for battle in either the temporal or spiritual realms. Our oaths require moral courage, and our way of life demands dedication to knightly ideals. The true paladin is, of course, humble before the goddess and before their fellows. Do you understand this knowledge that has just been passed to you?
I do.
She pulls the other piece of white cloth over her shoulder and hands it to you. It's a plain white robe.
Okay.
Don the robe of the penitent.
I do.
Take up your sword. Touch not any other weapon or raiment. Stand and meditate on your choices, your life, and your calling. I will return. And she reaches down, picks up her helmet, turns around, and walks away.
Pick up my sword. It's a long sword, so I hold it in front of me, down on the ground, the tip.
Okay.
Close my eyes.
All right. You stand there for a while. You're not entirely certain how long. The sounds of nature, the sounds of morning, of sunrise, of a new beginning, loud in your ears. Make a perception check.
$22.
You hear a sound you absolutely were not prepared to hear. A tiny little giggle.
It's not me.
It's not Zori's giggle, is it?
No. No.
I look around.
You see, peering around a bush, a little boy. Can't be more than 5 or 6 years old. He's barefoot, wearing rough spun brown pants and what looks to be a fairly thick, rough wool tunic. And he's just staring at you.
Are you okay?
He ducks behind the bush.
I won't hurt you. You can come out.
I'm not here.
I can see you.
Nuh-uh. I'm behind the bush. I mean, I'm not behind the bush.
I walk over. Why are you out here by yourself?
I was walking.
Alone?
Yeah.
Where's your family?
Well, we just live over there.
Does your mother know where you are?
She thinks I'm milking cows. But I got tired. So I went for a walk.
Did you get lost?
No, I know where home is.
Do you think that if your mother went out to check on you and didn't find you, she would be worried?
Nah. I done this before.
Let me guess. She got very angry and cross and said, "Don't ever do that again." And then she hugged you as tight as she could.
The first time, yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Like him already.
After that, it was more...
Rough.
I'm sure she loves you very much and would want you to stay close to home.
I'm not that far. If I go up on top of the hill, I can see the chimney.
I look at the hill. Is it close that he's talking about?
Yeah. It's probably 100 yards off. What are you doing out here?
I am taking part in a test.
So, you're going to school out here?
No, I went to school out on the island. But this is where my
You
teacher...
mean out on the island in the middle of the big lake?
Yeah.
I always wanted to go there, but my mom says I can't till I'm older.
How old are you?
5?
I was a little bit older than that when I went there the first time.
So, what's it like?
It's the calmest place that you'll ever find. People go there and study about the gods. I follow Torora. Do you know who that is?
Yep.
And I'm training to be one of her paladins.
Whoa. Is that your holy sword?
Well, it's my sword, but it's just a sword. It's not magical or anything. But I use it.
Can I touch it?
It's very, very sharp.
I won't touch the edge. I know I'm not stupid. Reaches a finger out and just runs it down the flat of the blade a little bit and goes, wow. So, where's your horse?
It's back in town. I had to walk.
Why? Is your horse hurt?
No, I think it's more, I wanted to speak to Torora on my way here and take a walk to feel closer to her, to prepare.
You see him thinking real hard for a second, and then suddenly his eyes get real big. Is she here now?
She's with us all the time.
Oh,
She's always with you.
Perhaps.
So she sees everything I do?
Yes.
I think I'm in trouble.
I think she understands that sometimes when you're 5, you do your best as much of the time as you can. And sometimes fun gets a little too tempting. And we break the rules.
Yeah. My DOS says I'm supposed to protect my stupid little sister. She's just a baby. She's no fun.
She'll be more fun when she gets older. And she's very lucky because you seem very smart and very brave. And you'll protect her, right?
I guess. Am I supposed to? I mean, DOS says I'm supposed to, but, like, am I really, really supposed to?
How would you feel if something happened to her?
Was it funny?
No. What if someone tried to hurt her? What would you do?
Kick him in the leg.
Right? Because you love her and you're her big brother and you'll protect her.
Ew. I guess.
That's what I try to do. Protect others.
So, if my sister gets in trouble, can I come get you?
If I'm around, I would be happy to help. But if I'm not, then you do everything you can to protect her. And you can always pray to Terora for help.
What do you mean?
Well, you said you know who Terora is, right?
Yeah.
So if you get scared and you need help, you can just talk to her.
DOS huh? Yeah, what you said pray that's not talking. Pray
What?
is when you close your eyes and you bow your head and you mumble.
Well, that's one way to do it. And she can hear you when you mumble, but she could also she hears me now when I talk to her. And she'll hear you too.
Is she listening right now?
I think so. What's your name?
Bren. What's yours?
Aribell.
Mine's shorter.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Oh no. They froze.
No, dear. Aha. And now
I got
we're back.
Bren. That was where I ended. Jeff's making me cry, so that's okay. So she said her name was Aribell, and then it froze.
Aribell. Mine's shorter.
It's a beautiful name. It's one of my very favorite names.
Really? Huh. I never thought it was nothing special. Just Bren.
I used to have a little boy, and his name was Brennus. And I called him Bren for short.
Oh. What happened to him?
He was in the wrong place, and some very bad people attacked them, and he didn't make it.
Why didn't Terora protect him?
Sometimes, as powerful as Terora is, things happen. And it was hard to understand, and it still is. And I miss him every day.
So,
But-
even if you are like really good and you do all the prayer mumbles and stuff, you can still die?
Yeah.
Then why do you do the prayers? if you're gonna die anyway.
Well, how we live matters. And not everyone dies, and sometimes, well, everybody dies eventually, right? You know, people get old.
Yeah.
You probably have grandparents that are way old, right?
Yeah. My
But
Da's grandpa died. He is very sad. But my grandpa's still here.
and Chora lets me protect as many people as possible. I'm only one person. We're all only one person. So we do the best we can. And I protect as many people as I can.
So so she has you do the protecting?
Me and other paladins and priests of Torora. But even people like you that aren't one of either a cleric or a paladin, you can protect your sister.
I need a sword.
Well, I bet when you're just a little bit older, you can get a wooden one to practice with. And then by the time you're big enough, you'll be ready for a sword like this.
I guess. I think I'm big enough now, but Da says I'm not.
Well, this is like 2 times as tall as you.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
It's heavy too.
Can I try and pick it up?
I'll balance the blade and you can just pick the hilt up because even that's really heavy.
Okay. He reaches out with both hands and grabs the hilt and manages to lift it about that much. And then he's like, wow.
So maybe a little bit bigger first.
You must be really strong.
I try. But if you do your chores like milking the cows and helping your da around the farm, you'll get really strong. And then you'll be able to lift the sword on your own someday. If that's what you want to do.
So that's how you get strong? By milking cows?
Doing chores and exercise. The other thing, though, is Torora wants us to follow the rules and listen to our parents and listen to her teachings. So you have to be obedient.
What does that mean?
It means when your mom and dad say don't run away from the farm without letting us know where you are, then you probably shouldn't do that.
Oh. Okay.
But if you study hard and you work hard, and when you're a little bit older and you still want to go to the temple to learn, you'll be ready.
Okay. Make a perception check.
9.
Ugh.
9. Well, unfortunately, both of you are surprised when you hear a low growling sound. And as you turn, your eyes just momentarily acknowledge there is a wolf that has just slunk out of the tall grasses. It's very thin. It has a couple open wounds, and it appears to be foaming at the mouth.
Oh.
and it leaps at the little boy.
I throw myself in front of him.
All right. Make a either an athletics or an acrobatics check.
15.
Close. It's just a little faster than you expected. And it pounces on the little boy, jaws snapping. And you hear him cry out in pain as the wolf bites him.
Shit.
And you see blood begin to gush from the wounds. Roll initiative.
11.
The wolf got a 9. So you get to go first. It currently has the little boy in its mouth.
Okay. Heal him or hit the thing. I gotta get it off of him. All right, I'm gonna strike the wolf first. He'll just bite him again if I heal him because he still has him.
Right.
All right. So I will use not lay on hands. I will use my sword.
Okay.
I do not have my shield, so I will use it two-handed.
Okay.
23 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
19. So, yay. And 5 points of damage to the wolf.
All right. You lay open a cut along its flank, and it immediately drops the boy and snarls and spins to look at you and lashes out.
So, can I use my movement to get in front of Bren?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So what is your dexterity modifier?
1.
1. All right. It does hit you. It does bite you.
Oh yeah, I have no armor.
Yep.
Or my shield.
For 7 points of damage.
Okay.
You got nothing, girl, but your wits and your blade.
Okay.
And I need you to make a strength check.
11.
11. It hits you with such force that it actually causes you to take a step back and your balance wavers for a second, but you manage to keep your feet.
Stay behind me, Bren. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. If I glance, how far back is he?
Probably about 5 feet.
Okay. I'm going to step back and hold the sword in one hand to keep it between me and the wolf, and I'm going to step back and touch him with my other hand and use lay on hands.
Okay. And how much does that heal him?
I will do 10.
Okay. All right.
Don't have time to see how far he is.
You hear the crying change slightly, but you can't really look back to see why. And the wolf leaps at you again and takes another chunk for 8 points of damage. And I need you to make another strength check.
19.
19. All right. Yep. This time you're ready for it, and you're actually braced. And when it strikes you, you're able to just hold tight and resist the impact that comes with the bite.
Okay.
Your turn.
All right. I will wrap my other hand back around the sword and strike at the wolf.
Okay.
16 to hit.
That will hit.
8 points of damage.
All right. It is now limping. That pulled open its shoulder on the left side, and you can see that it's hurt, but its eyes are tinged with red, and it's snarling and snapping, and immediately leaps for you again. And would have hit you had you not been watching it so closely, and you managed to shift just enough so that it leaps past you. And it lands at the foot of Bren.
All right. I go in.
He screams.
Bren, go around behind me. Natural one to hit.
Yikes.
Trying to divide your attention between both the boy and the wolf, you end up crossing your feet at just the wrong time, and it completely throws your swing off.
Did he move,
Yes, a little, but you, in moving like you did, you managed to once again grab the wolf's attention.
Okay.
And it leaps at you and actually clamps its jaw onto your right arm. You take another 6 points of piercing damage, and you need to make another strength check, please.
17.
17. Again, knowing what's coming, you brace yourself. Unfortunately, the wolf is attached to your arm.
All right, so he's like this, right?
Yeah, he's got you, like, around the forearm.
Okay.
On your right arm.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do so on this arm. I'm going to do my best to hit him, take the sword up. If I have to do it like this and pull him close to me to get the sword in, that's what I'll do.
All right.
So 15.
15 will hit.
5 points.
5 points. Describe what you just did.
So I'm pulling him, holding him tight to me because that's all I can do with that arm, and just crossing the sword into him, and as tight as I can, because that's the only thing I can do being grappled until I'm guessing the sword just goes through.
Yep.
Probably his.
He makes another snapping sound, and just kind of a sigh escapes the wolf as it goes limp in your grasp.
I drop the wolf and the sword and spin to find Bren.
He's just kind of looking at you with these incredibly wide eyes. And he's like, Is it dead?
I nod. It is. Come here. I move, forward so that he can't see it, and I kneel down.
And he runs up and throws his arms around your neck.
Are you still hurt?
I don't think so.
Let me check, okay?
Okay.
I look and see if he's got any wounds that are still bleeding.
The blood is all on the surface, but the wound that it came from has completely closed.
Okay. You okay?
I think so.
Sorry I wasn't fast enough. Must have been very scary.
Uh-huh. But what about you? You're bleeding.
Oh, I'll be okay. I take his hand and walk over to the pile of stuff. Once my instructor gets back and I have access to all of my things, I'll be fine.
He looks up at you and suddenly his face is quite serene and he says, I think you will. And he slowly fades away. And even after he's faded away for a split second, you can still feel his hand in yours. And then it too is gone.
Let out a deep breath I didn't know I was holding and walk back, pick up my sword.
And as you walk back, you realize that you don't hurt. And you look down and there's no blood on your robe. There are no wounds. There's no blood on your sword. There's no wolf carcass. Now, pause the scene with Aribell for a moment. Back to the scene with everybody listening in. You've all been looking at each other like, what the fuck is going on? All of that, you only heard her.
Having a one-way conversation.
Get behind me, Bren.
Yeah, and you heard her grunting in pain. You heard her swinging her sword.
I stood up. But I didn't know what to do, so I sat back down. And put my hand back on it. Like, I stood up, like, getting ready to go. I have no idea where she's at. I couldn't get there in time anyway, so I just sat back down and put my hand on the star.
Because I'm sort of a paladin, would I kind of have some idea of what's happening?
Nope.
Okay.
No clue. It sounds like she went insane.
She's talking to her dead son.
Yeah.
And I actually know that Brennis is her dead son's name, but I look at Father Delbus to see what he's like, to gauge his reactions.
He's just sitting there with his eyes closed, listening. His expression hasn't changed at all.
Yeah, I sit back down and put my hand on the star.
All right. So, Aribell, as you're looking around and taking all this in, you see Sir Arilo walking back around the hill. And she walks up to you and looks at you, raises an eyebrow. So, what did you experience in my absence? The trials are different for everyone.
There was a small child the age that my son would be. Same name, or close. And a wolf attacked.
And what did you do when the wolf attacked?
I fought the wolf to get him off of the boy. Made certain that I was between the wolf and the child. Took a defense.
Did you know this child?
No,
Then why did you protect him?
because he was a child in need of protection. That's what I do. It's who I am.
Why did you not simply pick up the child and flee?
Well, the wolf had him in his mouth, so I had to get him out of the wolf's mouth. And the wolf would have chased us. So I made sure the child was behind me. I took up a defensive posture, healed the child, and dispatched the wolf, and then comforted the boy.
So noted. She reaches up and takes from around her neck a silver chain upon which hangs a large, about 4-inch diameter golden 5-pointed star. She places the pendant in her hand and hands it to you.
I take it.
Make a charisma check.
Just a check.
Yep.
Don't F me, dice. Well, a 1 plus 5 is 6.
Ooh.
You hold the star in your hand for a moment, and you kind of look at Sir Arlo and look back at the pendant like, yeah, is something supposed to happen? And as you're looking at her, you see her eyes widen just a fraction. And you look back down. The star has begun to glow. And Sir Arlo nods and says, "Kneel on one knee. Place your sword point down in front of you. Grasp the hilt with your dominant hand. Place your other hand over the pommel.
I do that exactly.
Repeat after me. In the name of the Mother of Protection, the Goddess of Life, beloved Torora."
I was trying to remember it as it went. All right, wait a minute. And then what was it?
In the name of the Mother of Protection, the Goddess of Life, beloved Torora.
All right. I was trying to write it down.
Tasha's sitting in the inn reciting it like, it's not that hard.
Oh, shit. I am old and cannot remember these things.
I'm sorry, you said what?
In the name of the Mother of Protection, is that what it was? Goddess of Life, beloved Torora. Did I get it close?
Yep.
Okay, she got it, just not me. She's smart.
I pledge myself from now and forever to the Holy Paladin Order of the Golden Star and the faith of Torora.
Wow, Johnny suck. I pledge myself now and forever. You gotta slow down so I can write it down.
To the Holy Paladin Order of the Golden Star
To the Holy Paladin Order of the Golden Star
and the faith of Torora.
and the faith of Torora. See, I would be crying if it wasn't so stressful.
You know that's why they make matrimony vows real short, right? Just
Yeah.
FYI.
I freely take this solemn oath
I freely take this solemn oath
of obedience, poverty, and charity,
of obedience, poverty, and charity,
as well as fraternity, hospitality, and honor.
as well as fraternity, hospitality, and honor.
With this oath,
With this oath,
I state my strong and irrevocable intent
I state my strong and irrevocable intent
to pledge my sword,
to pledge my sword,
my forces,
my forces,
my life,
my life,
and everything I own
and everything I own
to the cause,
to the cause,
defense,
defense,
and further knowledge
and further knowledge
of the Tauroran faith.
of the Tauroran faith.
To the Paladin Order of the Golden Star,
To the Paladin Order of the Golden Star,
and to my companions in arms,
and to my companions in arms,
whosoever they may be,
whosoever they may be.
to the protection of the defenseless,
You stop it, Michael. I'm crying. Be nice. To the protection of the defenseless
and downtrodden of Aecathan,
and downtrodden of the Catholic,
and to the ideals
and to the ideals
which a Paladin of the Order of the Golden Star
which a Paladin of the Order of the Golden Star
should always stand for.
should always stand for.
Finally,
Finally,
barring rules dictated
barring rules dictated
by faith and the Order,
by faith and the Order,
to conform to the laws and customs
to conform to the laws and customs
of the countries in which I may reside,
in the countries in which I may reside,
to fulfill my duties of citizen,
to fulfill my duties of citizen,
and to be loyal knight in those countries
and to be loyal knight in those countries
which entertain relations with the Order.
which entertain relations with the Order.
This oath I pronounce
This oath I pronounce
loudly before the representative of the Tauroran faith,
loudly before the representative of the Tauroran faith
present at this covenant.
present at this covenant.
I proclaim it and will,
I proclaim it and will,
when needs be,
when needs be,
confirm it by my blood.
confirm it by my blood.
Sir Arilo walks over and extends her hand to help you up.
I take it.
Holding your hand, she says, "By the light and guidance of Taurora, goddess of life, I welcome you into the Order of the Golden Star. You now rise, Sir Aribell Iselynn." And she leans forward and kisses you on the left cheek, on the right cheek, and then once on the forehead.
Aww.
And she looks at you and says, "Congratulations, sister." And for the first time, you see her smile.
Hey,
And it's the kind of smile that her whole face lights up when she does it.
you should do that one.
When I'm not at work. It's been some time since we've welcomed someone so young as you into the Order. But clearly Taurora favors you. Come, let's get you dressed and return to Father Dilbus, who I'm certain has already gathered your comrades. And I think it's time for breakfast.
Zori will be happy about that.
I look forward to getting to know your companions.
Well, maybe.
When she says, congratulations, I stand up and I pump my fist. I'm like, yes! Like, super loud, take my hand off the thing and just go like, yeah! And then I'm assuming I'm gonna disturb Father Delbus, and
He just kind of looks up and smiles.
then I sit back down.
I knew she could do it.
Then I put my hand back on the star.
My companions are colorful, brave,
And I look at Tasha.
very good friends.
You are colorful. Look, your hair is weird. I'm not colorful, but
And
you are.
Father Dilbus heaves a huge sigh and lifts his hand off the star, at which point the voices stop.
Well, more coffee?
Yes, and now food.
And he reaches out and grabs the necklace and puts it back on and tucks it down into his robe.
Did I keep the pendant she gave me? Is that?
Yes.
That's your symbol.
Oh, I got like 3 now, so.
I would keep that one. That one's a fancy one.
That's your favorite one.
Second favorite.
Yep. That one is actually, the chain is silver and the star is gold.
Ooh, maybe not wear that one. Keep that one in your fancy drawer. Or your fancy drawers.
I was just thinking.
Oh my gosh.
Well, she puts it on, gets dressed, puts her other amulet on that has the symbol on it, and puts the armor back on. So it takes like 10 minutes.
Well, Sir Arilo helps you.
So 5 minutes.
Nice.
Yep.
Pick up my sword, or my sword, but my shield, which also has the symbol on it, and we head back to town.
All right. She takes the robe and picks up the cloth from the ground and once again drapes it over her right shoulder, and holding her helmet under her left arm, she walks back to town with you.
Had I probably had seen her at the temple before, right?
Yes, but you'd never interacted.
So about this time, I'm going to... Would I know where he is?
You suspect.
I'm going to say, order me some breakfast, and I'm going to go find my brother.
Okay.
And then I do the hustle out to the magic shop.
All right. Only takes about 5 minutes to get there. Araman, where are you? Are you still...
I'm still seated outside the window behind the
Okay.
building in the alley.
All right. Zorath, make a perception check. Araman, make a perception check.
Good crap.
Did you roll a 1?
Nope, not that bad.
Well,
13.
13. All right.
I rolled a 10 plus 3.
You are headed for the magic shop, and you see Araman sitting against the outside wall of the back of the shop. Just sitting there.
Once I spot him, I'm going to slink kind of into an area where he can't necessarily see me. And I'm going to cast message.
All right. Make a stealth check. Araman, make another perception check.
You're not very sneaky.
18.
$15.
All right. Zorith, you feel pretty confident that you have hidden yourself sufficiently. So go ahead and cast your spell.
Aribell,
That I noticed. Go ahead.
Aribell has finished her trials and has become a sister paladin thing. And she's headed back to
The Platinum Hammer.
the monstrosity for breakfast. Meet us there.
So while she was doing this, I'm going to sneak up on her.
All right, make a stealth check.
Did you roll a natural 20?
Yes. 27.
Zorith, go ahead and make a perception check.
It's definitely not going to be no fucking 27, that's for sure. Yeah, 12.
All right, you finish casting and you peek around the tree you're hiding behind, and he's not there anymore.
So I'm standing behind her and at the same time put my hand on her shoulder and say, okay, let's go.
I wheel around and I hit him in the gut. Like a full-on,
All right.
like
roll,
a surprise.
roll to hit.
That was a copper.
Roll to hit.
Oh, well, that did absolutely no good. I don't even know which one you add for hand aid.
Strength.
Unarmed strength.
Oh gosh.
It's your unarmed melee, yeah, whatever it is. Or your melee.
So it's like a 1 plus whatever I rolled.
Yep.
4.
All right. Well, you hit his armor.
Ow! Jerk! I was trying to give you your space.
Oh, well, thank you. But I heard you.
Well, you can come into the monstrosity and eat or not. You don't have to. But I just wanted to let you know that's where we're meeting.
Have you had breakfast yet?
No, we had a bunch of coffee, like a bunch. I super need to pee, but I had to come find you.
That explains a lot. Okay.
What happened overnight? Are they okay? Safe and everything?
Yeah, they were up most of the night working, but everything was pretty quiet.
Okay.
I assume they've already sent somebody from the ship to come look after her again, so we can head back.
Okay.
Airman,
Great.
make a
Yes.
Constitution check for me, please.
Okay, con check. 12.
12. You now have a point of exhaustion.
I
Why?
figured as much.
Why?
Because you stayed up all
You
night.
stayed up
No,
all
I
night.
didn't. No, I didn't.
You didn't?
I did my 4 hours, and in the middle of the night when it was over, I got up and came here.
Oh, all right. Then you don't have a point of exhaustion.
Thank you.
Oh, that's right. You left.
Yep.
I remember that.
Way to be sneaky.
All right.
Because I watched him leave. I remember that.
Part of the gig, being sneaky.
I think I watched him leave.
All right. So you make it back to.
I run back
Okay.
because I have to pee.
Right.
Free.
Well, you make it back to the inn in plenty of time to pee and order breakfast and get back in the private dining room and actually have a few minutes to chat before Arilo and Aribell arrive.
Well, I wait for her outside of the facilities
The privy, yes.
because I have no idea where the private room is.
Yeah,
You
you walk in and look around and you don't see anybody in the dining room.
Once I'm
All right,
done
I'll wait.
peeing, I'll find him.
All right. Yeah.
Take him
Zorith,
to-
you walk into the dining room and you see Aramin just kind of looking around like, what the hell? Where is everybody?
And I motion to him over this way or that way, wherever it's at.
Follow her.
All right. Well, she leads you into a small room that there's a table with 6 chairs. And you see Tasha and Aribell's mentor, Father Dilbus, sitting there chatting.
I introduce Father Dilbus because I'm not sure we've met him. Because Tasha and her came to this thing the last time.
Right.
And he wasn't there this morning when Father Delbus came.
Right.
So I introduced Father Delbus to Aramin.
Ah,
Okay.
Very nice to meet you. I've heard about you.
Who's this guy?
This is the mentor for Aribell. Obviously, he's got the star and everything.
Well, I was her mentor. I will continue to be her friend, but her mentor is now Arlo.
So you're one of those church people, right?
Yes, you could say that.
Swell. He sits down next to Zorith.
Dilbus
He's
just
your-
kind of smiles and looks at Zorith and raises an eyebrow.
And I shrug my shoulder and look awkward.
He just kind of chuckles softly and goes back to the conversation he was having with Tasha, drinking his tea.
How's the tea?
It's good. It's good tea.
I believe I'll have some. It's been a while since I've had good tea.
Very well. And Father Dilbus hops off the chair and walks out the door.
Where did she dig up that old fossil? Had to be said, I'm sorry.
Dilbus is a great man.
But no, do that.
Aribell, you and Arlo come walking into the inn, and as you enter the main room, you see Father Dilbus coming out of a doorway toward the back.
I very quickly say she had to fight like a ghostly thing, and then I think it was a wolf from what she told her person, and then now she's like a fancy person. She's even got like a surname or like a fancy name. It's
We
like Sir.
don't know that, though.
Oh, but we don't know that.
Play it cool, kid.
I raise my shoulders and I look at them the minute they walk in. Oh my god, that was the coolest thing I ever heard.
No, I won't do that because she just reminded me we weren't supposed to hear it. So
That's totally what you would have done.
if she had not said it,
So Father Dilbus turns around and sees the two of you walk in and says, I assume from the smiles that everything went as planned. And Arlo says, may I introduce Sir Aribell, a full sister in the Order of the Golden Star. Dilbus says, that's wonderful. I am so happy for you, my child. Come, you must be starving.
I clasped his hand. Thank you.
And he leads you back through the door, and you walk in and see that it's a small private chamber. There's a table, 6 chairs. It looks like he's already been seated there, and you see the rest of your comrades as well.
I jump up and I say, "You made it!" And I run to give her a hug.
I hug her back. Squeeze her tight.
And I say, So you passed?
I did.
Congratulations. I know that's what you wanted, and I knew that you could do it.
Thank you.
Nice.
I know
That's
you don't.
what you're going to get out of him, really.
I look at Armor Chickie.
Sir Arilo, yes.
I look at her and I said, "Congratulations."
Why are you congratulating me? I did nothing.
Because she's the one doing you a favor, not the other way around.
Ooh, so good.
She's amazing.
She just looks at you for a moment and then looks over at you, Aribell, and says, "Well, I see you've already impressed your companions. That speaks well as much as anything else."
I did tell you they were colorful.
You did. And you see that there's this soft smile playing over her face. She looks, even though she's dressed in full, shining armor, she looks somehow less imposing than she did the day before.
Airman looks over at Zorith and goes, "Colorful. That's fair."
You've been called worse, I'm sure.
We have.
By her.
She walks over to an empty chair, sits her helmet down, and says, "We did not meet yesterday, but I am Sir Arilo Wymark the Just. You can just call me Arilo."
Arilo?
Yes. Erelo.
These are my companions, Tasha, Zorith, and Araman.
It is an honor to meet you all. Then she looks at Dilbus and says, "I trust there's food on the way? If I'm hungry, she must be starving."
She's always hungry. She loves food. Well, almost as much as Zorith.
And Dilbus says, "Absolutely, they should be bringing it in any moment."
I don't think she loves food as much as me, but she makes sure I'm fed.
That is true. She likes to see you eat. Well, so does your brother.
So do I.
So the door opens and you see two servers come in with very, very large platters upon which are several plates. There is a plate of eggs, a plate of sausages, a plate of potatoes, a plate of pancakes, and then another server comes in with place settings and silverware for everyone. Sits it down, and Father Dilbus says, "Please, help yourself. If we finish this, they will bring more."
Take a portion of each thing and put it on the plate.
Before they set our plates down in front of us, I snag a pancake in general because he said he did. And I say, "Thank you." And then when they get the plates and stuff, and I just like eat it like dry, you know, like no syrup, just
Roll
start
it
with
out.
that. It's a
And
precursor to the meal.
Yep.
I eat the potatoes and some fruit and a piece of bread. And everything else that I pulled, I slide over to Zori.
It's all here. I could take more of my. Grab his plate and I finish eating it.
They have, there is some fresh churned butter, and they have honey and some fruit preserves.
I won't say I'm a sticky mess, but I'm super close.
I live
I managed to not get anything on me, and yet I eat.
I live vicariously throughout Aribell and slather butter on my bread because I don't get butter anymore. Being vegan sucks.
I look over at Zori, and I go, "I think you missed a spot." Just shake my hand.
And I take a rag and I like get not the part that he was trying to tell me.
I think it was the only uncovered spot.
Right.
And then I look at him, like, did I get it?
Oh, yeah.
I shake out my thing and I like rub my face to get it all.
You got it. Sorry.
Most.
You see Aribell putting away an amount of food that looks like it could compete with Zorath.
She is kind of large.
Yeah. And she looks
Probably requires more calories.
She looks at Aribell and says, "You will discover this one day when it is your turn to conduct the trials for another petitioner, but it is nerve-wracking. The worst thing in the world is having to tell someone that they cannot enter the order, and that happens more often than we are able to welcome new brothers and sisters. I am very, very pleased, both for you and for myself, that yours went as smoothly as it did."
Aurora was with me. As she
Clearly.
always.
She is no longer hurt, right? I'm asking this out of game, or like, she no longer has, she doesn't seem to be hurt. She's got no.
Which she?
Aribell.
No, she still looks like Aribell.
No, hurt. Like,
Oh, hurt? No.
does she still look like her? No, does she still look hurt?
Oh.
No, she does not look like she has any injuries at all.
So she's back to full health.
Apparently.
Okay, good. Just checking.
So I can put my hit points back.
Yes.
Because that's what I looked on to see her stat.
Yeah, it's on the overlay.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
There you go, Nikki. No worries.
You're welcome.
Yep.
And thank you.
I do have a big honkin'. Is it big? My new holy symbol?
It's about 4 inches in diameter.
It's shiny.
Yeah.
Is that your prize?
Well, you would call it that.
That's all it is.
Aramin, you're looking at it, and if it is actually made of what it looks like it's made of, it's probably worth about 100 gold.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we need to hide that. You need to tuck that one down in your robes.
So does like everyone in the order have one of those?
You thinking of joining for the loot?
I was just wondering if everyone in the order had something like that.
A holy symbol? Yes.
Made of gold and silver?
Airman, you are not going to pickpocket the Order of Torora.
I have no intentions of pickpocketing the Order of Torora. I just wonder how many people that could feed.
We have but
goodness.
one. Each mentor hands it to their petitioner. When Aribell inducts her first into the order, she will pass it on to them.
It's an heirloom. Quit being so persnickety.
I'm an elf. It's what we do.
You have a point.
2, actually.
Ah!
I think
Well,
you know, Airman, that I do my best to make sure that no one I see goes hungry.
Yes, you do. Not everyone does.
Everyone who follows Torora does.
What's on the schedule for the rest of today?
We're heading to Thunder's Edge, I believe.
You don't have to do extra things?
I look to Arlo.
No. You know your heart. You know your path. If you don't, Torora will show you.
You need to investigate the Jagravan and incursion into our lands.
Indeed.
You see Arlo's head snap up like, I'm missing something.
Ah.
And apparently we're going to spend like the next hour telling her our exploits and our...
All about bandits, both
Yep.
camps, the undead, the cleric who summoned the spiritual weapon.
Dragons, the orcs.
VS of X.
I sit back and finish my berries.
I have another pancake.
And she just takes all this in. She
I
does,
eat
she does
top.
frown a little bit when you start talking about VS of X. But as she listens, the frown kind of goes away.
I do share my deal with that I would go help, but I'm not technically working for her.
Well, that certainly is your prerogative. On the other hand, that money could be repurposed to do much good.
At the time, it didn't feel right.
And I just go, I have your money.
What?
Arlo just kind of looks over at Tasha.
Fiesta wanted to make sure you stayed fed. So she gave me your share as well as my own. Which is why I've been buying your food.
Wow. I can buy my own food.
Yes, you can, and I will continue to do so.
Oh, maybe Viesa can buy all of our breakfast today.
And I look at Father Bilbus and say, would you mind if I paid for breakfast?
If it will make you happy, the church was fully prepared to cover the cost of this meal.
As Ehrman said, there's others that need assistance more than we do.
Indeed. Let the church use this for that money for something, useful, like feeding the poor.
Dilbus looks at Arlo, and Arlo just smiles and nods. Yes, Dilbus, you were right.
What?
He told me that Aribell was of a very charitable spirit and that she had surrounded herself with others who were of like mind, and I did not believe him. It sounded too good to be true.
I don't see why it's so difficult to want to feed people who need it.
Let us just say it is an unusual but deeply felt pleasure to encounter those who feel that way.
I think you all know better than most that not everyone does.
You're right.
I show Arlo my holy symbol, and I say, I have things that I'm supposed to do as well.
Ah, a bard.
I put it back.
Well met, lady.
I'm going to cast Prestidigitation, and I'm gonna make like not a shower of sparks, but like I'm gonna make like a little tiny, and then I'm gonna hold up my glass and I'm gonna say, "Congratulations, Aribell!"
Kind of look over at Zori.
Like a mini little fireworks show, and then like a cheers kind of thing.
look over at Zori and I'm like, you should have done that to clean yourself.
That's what I thought she was gonna do.
I mean, it
Aribell.
wouldn't have looked quite as goofy as a towel, but
And you see Dilbus just kind of chuckling. And then he looks at Arlo and says, "So, you remember our arrangement?" "Yes, I do."
They have a bet about me.
They have a bet about us, specifically.
"I knew of what I spoke, but Arlo was doubtful. And so, this coming holy day, she will be conducting the service, and I will be fishing."
Well, that's a good bet.
How many days away is that?
I'd say 4. Yeah.
If the sprite is still here, Yarla might enjoy fishing with you.
Ooh, that's a wonderful idea. I will check.
Probably fish off the sides, get a little further away from shore.
Father Dilbus is Yarla's uncle.
oh, no kidding.
Yes, I'm very proud.
Since we've told you about our seek and destroy mission for the Jagravandan, do you
Well,
have any?
Let's destroy more Seek.
We're
We're
not-
supposed to gather intel.
Yeah, seek and maybe halt.
We are but
mission.
4.
Do you have any suggestions? It looks like you may have dealt with them before, or any warnings, or of Arlo?
She looks around the table and her eyes come to stop on Aribell. You are granted the ability to see into the hearts of those you encounter. Use that. If they are as accomplished as I have heard, will not appear any different than anyone else you may encounter.
Oh, they won't be proudly flying their zombie freak flag.
Oh no. Not unless they are imbecilic.
I
In
don't
which
think they
case,
are.
it will not be difficult to catch them. But I doubt it.
Just robed figures for now. It could be anyone.
It is
We don't even know if it's the same people.
It is disturbing that one such as you describe is working with bandits.
Could be two. I don't know. Could be 2 cells. Could be the same one. Probably not.
Well, from what you say, it seems reasonable to assume that there is someone or someones behind these attacks. They appear a bit too prepared for, in my experience, what comes of bandits. Bandits normally group together for strength and because of a lack of otherwise useful skills. If one of them had the ability to plan such an attack as you described on the sprite, they would not be bandits.
Correct.
You have given me much to think about. When we return to the island, I will pray for guidance and hope that Torora shows me how I may help as well. While I'll admit, the thought of testing my faith against orcs does sound like fun. I hope that I don't get that chance.
Fighting orcs. More power to you.
I hope it doesn't come to that quite so soon.
Yes.
I hope it doesn't come to that at all.
Agreed.
War is coming.
Well, we will be prepared.
Well,
We should get on the road.
Yes. And we should be getting home.
Oh yeah, we need to meet Elion.
We don't say his name in front of the godly people.
Oh, no, I don't. I don't. But in my head, I'm thinking Elion.
Well,
Yeah.
Dilbus gets up and walks over to you, Aribell. And since you're sitting, he can actually do this. He stretches up on his toes and kisses your cheek.
I hug him. Very grateful for everything you've done for me.
It was my pleasure. And I assume that when you come back through, if you can come to the island, you will, and stop in and say hello to an old priest.
Always.
I stand up and the napkin and crumbs fall off of my lap and I extend my hand and lovely to meet you. Lovely to meet you.
And Arilo shakes your hand. She walks over to you, Aribell,
I stand.
and she reaches out and clasps your arm, the greeting of one warrior to another,
Clasp hers back.
and says, "You will do Torora well. I have faith in you."
Thank you. I will see you both soon.
It was an honor meeting all of you, and good luck. May Torora watch over you. And Dilbus says, "I am absolutely certain that he will. She will. Yes. Come, let's let these young folks get on their way."
cool.
All right, so the server comes in with the bill, and it runs a whole whopping 3 gold and 8 silver.
And I lean over
Cisco?
to Tasha and I say, big tip.
Add another gold for tip.
The server bows and heads back out the door.
I
I
say,
still think this place is weird.
thank you.
Now, there are napkins, as you know, and there is still some food left.
We should totally take everything. But
Zori's on it.
I make neat little
lunch packs.
Yeah, little packs of. I take all their table, like not their tablecloths, but all of their like napkins, and like pack stuff up and wrap it as neatly as I can.
Okay.
I leave another gold on the table.
All right. You've probably easily got enough for like a full meal for everyone.
Sweet.
We'll have lunch.
Yay.
And berries. Man.
I do want to stop by the general store once we have the horses or whatever. Pack up some rations and some not rations.
Okay.
By the way, that handshake was the manliest thing I've ever seen.
You're such a weirdo.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'm just impressed.
They are warriors. It's a thing.
And what time is it? Is it time to go to Alion?
At this point, it's probably about 9 o'clock.
Hey, what
Oh,
are we?
too
what is
early.
Then, right?
Yeah.
11?
He told
10
you to
or
meet him at 11.
Because he wanted to sleep in.
Yes.
Oh, I gotta go by the store and pick up a few things. What we can carry.
All right.
Maybe.
How was the tea, by the way?
It was good.
Okay.
Not the best you've ever had, but better than average.
My knowledge of the city, do I know a place to get really good tea?
That's what I was wondering.
Actually, you do. Strangely enough, there's an alchemist in town
Okay.
that is also an herbalist and actually makes very good tea.
All right. Would I know him at all? I mean, I would have frequented a place if I found it with good.
Yes. You know her and she knows you.
Okay. Do you have a name?
Yes.
Yet?
Ermina.
Sorry?
Ermina. Ermina Langley.
All right. I want to go see Ermina before we go.
Who's that?
Oh, she's an alchemist here in town. She has really, really good tea, and I want to take some with us.
That was on my list. So wonderful.
All right. And you, Aramin, you know that there is a shrine to Quizva here in town. If you were interested in potions.
Ah.
So, where
We
would
can
you
split
like
up
go
if we want
first?
to, since it's just town.
Well, you've probably got time to all go together. You've got 2 hours to go to 3 places. Or 2 places, maybe a third.
Okay.
Tea, the shrine, and a general supply store.
Yep.
Between Aramin and I, we're probably familiar enough to find those things.
Yep. Well, Aramin, you know very well about the bucket. It's technically called Jasmine's Bucket, but everybody here just refers to it as the bucket. And that's the general store.
Oh, the bucket is the general store.
Yes.
What's her little herbalism shop called, or alchemy shop?
Oh, the Naga's Academy.
Ooh, the Naga. What?
There better not be a Naga.
Oh yeah, that's who runs the place.
Nuh-uh.
No, I'm kidding.
Wow, I was like, wow, that's really progressive. I mean, like, woo.
Wow, talk about cosmopolitan.
Right.
What's the closest to us?
That's a very good question. Let me look.
Ooh, it's time for German.
The Jasmine's Bucket is the closest.
I want to get a few things beyond normal boring rations. So some oats and some spices and some honey and some dried meat and dried fruit.
Okay.
And a saddlebag if they have one. I don't know if we're going to have one on the, or a couple to hold it all. So we can put it on the horses. The new source book that's coming out has the chef feet in it, and I want it.
Oh, nice.
I want you to get it.
Food actually, like, it's helpful.
It's actually a really cool
It's
feat.
really cool. So I'll have to
Very useful.
see if Jeff lets us use that source book.
Well, Jeff has to read the source book first.
Yes.
So,
Be
It
jealous.
hasn't come out yet, right?
And it's called Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
yes,
It is.
It's the Tasha from the Greyhawk campaign world. Like
Okay.
Tasha's Hideous Laughter Tasha.
Ah, cool.
Bard's favorite friend.
Yep. All right, so you head out of the Platinum Hammer in all its Motel 6-ish glory and head out to Jasmine's Bucket. You turn a corner and there you see a brick-walled row house, white shingled roof, very neatly trimmed hedges around the place, and a single wooden door banded with iron that leads in the center of one of the long walls.
Go in.
All right.
Go in, yeah.
All right. You see, this is all one big room, the whole building, covered with shelves and tables and bookcases. There are several large pillars that run from floor to ceiling around the place, and you see different things have been tacked up and hung from nails in these pillars. And you see just about even with the tops of the shelves, you see this little bit of hair.
Hello?
Aramin, you know that's Jasmine.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Jasmine.
Who's that? Is that my Aramin?
I think so. Was the last time I checked.
You come here and give Jasmine a hug, boy.
Of course.
This older, middle-aged halfling comes around the corner. She's wearing this bright yellow dress She's got a gold chain with several green gems in it. And she's wearing what look to be fairly nice stockings and very sensible shoes. She's got long white hair that is braided down both sides of the front of her, reaches almost to her waist, and bright blue eyes that are twinkling mischievously as she just walks with purpose right over to Araman and wraps her arms around his torso and gives him this huge hug.
Have you been dipping into the youth potions again? Because you look a lot younger than the last time I saw you.
Every time you come in here, you need new material, boy.
Yeah, you're probably right, but you don't get tired of it, do you?
Well, no. I don't. So, brought your girlfriends.
All of them. I have a harem now.
I look out from the back and I'm like, sister, sister.
This is my sister, Zorith.
Oh. Well, hello, Sister Zorith. I'm Jasmine. Welcome to my store.
I'm going to start looking around.
All right. Well,
These are my traveling companions. That's Tasha, and that is Aribell.
hello, companion Tasha. Hello, companion Aribell. She's a pretty one.
She is.
Yeah. She's a little too young for me, though, I'm afraid.
Well,
I think it might be the other way around.
Definitely younger than us.
you always said I was too young for you, too, and I don't think so.
You're a lot younger than I am, sweetie.
Yes, but elf years, you're very, very young.
See? That's what I kept telling you.
Very young.
Well, we're getting ready to head out on a pretty long and nasty adventure, and we're looking to stock up and resupply.
Oh, well, you came to the right place. What can I help you with?
I'd like to get a couple of saddlebags to carry everything.
Right? Saddlebags. Just got an order in last week.
She's not going to have the general store stuff, is she?
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
Oh, Jasmine's the general store.
Yes.
Dang it, sorry.
Jasmine's bucket is the general store.
Some cook's utensils, pots and pans, everything's in our wagon. Some oats, some spices, honey, dried fruit, dried meat. I don't like hard rations.
I don't blame you. I certainly wouldn't either.
Small amount of flour, maybe.
Yep, we've got all that.
I will load up.
I would like a book to write in, like a journal and some not charcoal, something finer than charcoal, like a nibbed pen.
A
Well,
quill?
she's got quills and she's got ink.
Yes, quills and ink.
And,
Because I have something that I write in general, but this is different.
all right. She says that she can sell you a blank book for 25 gold.
25 gold?
Yes.
I mean, what am I looking at? Like a bound book? How many pages?
150.
Pretty big.
That is pretty big.
Yep.
And it's bound and it's ready to go.
Yep. And technically, it's designed to be a spell book. But apart from loose sheets of parchment, that's the only bound blank tomes that she has.
You said how much?
25.
Oh. Okay.
And
I will purchase that.
The quill is a whopping 2 copper pieces.
I will take 2 quills in case one breaks.
All right. And the ink is 10 gold a vial. And you recall that's about how much you all paid to get Jojo's nephew ink in Airmont.
Right.
So it seems to be a fairly consistent price.
I hand her 34 gold, 4 copper.
All right.
Oh, no. Sorry.
You have a book, a vial of ink, and 2 quills.
35 gold.
And you see, Jasmine is like this little dynamo. She just scurries all over the shop, grabbing everything you're asking for and piling it on the counter. So,
Yeah, how are we going to split this? Do we use the money that VS of X gave?
I'll get all the other things. I need to spend my money. I've now taken a vow of poverty.
Jeff, I'm gonna get the same thing as Zori
Okay.
if she has a couple of those books.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
I'm also going to get some crossbow bolts. I need to add that.
Do you need any spell components, Zora?
Let's look.
I think you got some at some point. I just can't remember how long ago it was. If you need anything,
Yeah, it was like within the last week I got that.
All right.
so you're
I
fine.
ran before getting on the Sprite.
That's right. That's right.
Barely made it.
That's right. So you're good.
All right. So, if you're looking at supplies for meals,
Mm-hmm.
for modest meals on the trail, it will run 1 gold and 2 silver per day.
Okay.
But that's for all 4 of you.
Okay.
That's not bad.
And we said it was 2 weeks at the far out side to get to Thunder's
Yes.
Wave.
Yes. Thunder's Edge.
Thunder's Edge. Hostage Wave at Thunder's Edge.
Yep.
Then I'll get 2 weeks worth. So 14 gold, 28 silver is 16 gold, 8 silver.
Yep.
And that amount of rations can be stored on a horse, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That can be.
Yeah, we've got this.
Yeah, you get 2
Oh, that's right. We
fairly
got.
large saddlebags.
Um,
And
I got
the saddlebags are 4 gold apiece. They hold 8 pounds of stuff.
Okay. So that's another 8 gold. Okay.
Yep.
so
You can keep VS's money for when we get to Thunder's Edge. We'll need lodging and things.
okay.
And we'll need to resupply there. But
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. And for another 6 gold, you can get a pound of salt a pound of ginger, a pound of cinnamon, and a pound of cloves.
Absolutely.
And you
Oh,
can-
and did she have the cook's utensils?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's an art.
Yeah.
A pound of each? That's a lot.
Yep. Oh, and a pound of pepper.
That'll last. That'll
Jeez.
last us.
Yep.
Pepper.
Yeah.
That'll last us for a couple trips.
And that's in addition to whatever you can find and harvest on the way. Whatever might be
Yeah, we
growing.
might find mushrooms.
Yeah.
Berries.
All right. So figure probably another, let's say, yeah, another gold piece for your basic set of cook's utensils. And then probably another 10 to get good, sturdy pots and a coffee pot, basically, that you can use to make tea with. But something.
Will all that fit in the saddlebags, or should we get another one?
For that, you're probably going to need another saddlebag, maybe 2.
Oh, there's going to be 4 horses. We might as well.
Right.
Those were 2 apiece or 4 apiece?
4
2
apiece.
4 apiece. So another 8. Okay.
Do you need some more?
No. Aribell's running out of money, man. That's what I'm supposed to do.
That's what I said. Do you need some
I
more?
gotta be able to pay the. Glad the house is paid.
Well,
All right.
keep in mind, you're not supposed to be broke. Because if you're
Right.
broke, you it's hard to be charitable.
Yes. But I'm
So
free
it's-
with giving my money to.
Yeah, it's only expected that you're supposed to give away some of your money. You're not supposed to impoverish yourself. Tirora isn't Ilmater.
That's fine.
All right.
I will replace all of this along the way, I'm sure.
You got my. I'm gonna get 10 extra crossbow bolts. I think I told you that.
Okay. For that, you will probably have to go to the blacksmith.
Oh shoot. Okay. If we have time afterwards.
Well, we've already been there, haven't we? Looking for stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where you
Because
got your
remember, he had the had
Oh.
the leftover magical bolts and arrows.
I think
They're
I got
really-
one.
Yes, you bought.
I got one bolt.
Got one.
Yeah, then I don't need any extra anything.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Is that
So after break, we should go to Erlos.
Yep.
Not air.
No, we should go
Arrows.
Elegant.
to
Armina.
Armina's.
Armina, that's right. That's
You,
right.
you
Yeah,
should go
Armina.
to the Naga's
I
Academy.
got too many names on my notes.
No worries.
Arilo's my new mentor.
Right, right.
He knew that.
Yep.
Hint, hint. Mike needs a break.
Yes. Yes. No, I was headed that direction anyway. So. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back in 10, and we will get on the road to Thunder's Edge.
The fastest.
Oh, so quick.
So, see you
Really
in
is
10.
fast.
Welcome back. Yeah, don't everybody say anything at once, you know.
Hello.
Anything at once.
Good. Thank you for that.
So helpful.
That was
I'm
important.
bad.
All right, so you finished shopping at Jasmine's Bucket, and now you are on your way to the Naga's Academy.
That's the alchemist.
Yes, this is one of the more unusual structures in Costed's Wave. It's a squat 2-story brick tower. And it actually has something of a crenellated balcony around the second story. And hanging from the crenellations are the heads of various wild beasts. Some local, some clearly not. There's a single door that leads in, made of iron-banded hardwood.
That's creepy.
Your friend.
Not my friend.
Is this where the tea is?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you said that this was the
It's the Naga's Academy.
Naga's Academy.
Yes, this is the alchemist shop.
Oh,
Where the
I
tea
see.
is.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So,
I zigged when I should have zagged. Sorry.
All right, so every greeting that you gave to her, that's why I thought we were on the other place.
no.
The
All right.
big hearty greeting
All right.
is for this person.
Now he knows all of the ladies in town.
So walk in.
Walk in. You open the door and you are immediately hit with, to Aramin, a familiar, sharp, acrid smell. It always smells like this. You walk in and you see the circular first floor is filled, almost cut in half, filled evenly with a long metal-topped wooden counter. And you can see that there's sort of a flip top at one end. And it's clear that this is some sort of working shop because the top of the counter is scarred and pitted and discolored and in the front half of the room there are various racks and shelves where basic herbs and plants are hung up drying. A small shelf of sacks and jars sitting off to one side, touting, basic remedies, herbal remedies, and things like that. And behind the counter, you see a taller, older woman, lean, fairly muscular, wearing a set of leather armor that looks equally pitted, like the counter. She's got silver hair, which is kind of sticking out all around her head. And she looks up at you with bright sky blue eyes. And she looks you all over, and then her eyes come to rest on Aramin, and she goes, "Come for more tea, have you?"
Why else would I come in here, Irma?
That's true. You never have enough for the rest of what I make.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Well,
But it smells awful, and I don't really want it.
you might be surprised. I've been experimenting experimenting.
I see that as I refer to the pits in her leather armor.
Oh no, just a minor mistake with some fire breath potions. Nothing to worry about.
Right. So, you still got the good tea?
Of course. I keep a stock on
Wonderful.
hand just for you.
Wonderful. I will take it all.
All?
Yeah, we're going on a trip to Thunder's Edge.
Ooh,
And I don't know what the tea is like there.
long trip. Dusty. Ooh. How are you going to the edge?
On horseback? What route are we taking?
We're going down through the forest.
You're going through the Everwood.
Yes.
If you happen to find any wild spices growing there, I would be very interested in them.
For you, anytime.
Spices.
Oh, whatever you find. Mint. Probably, most likely mint. But whatever you find, I can definitely make use of. Well,
Anything for you.
just a moment. I'll be right back.
She disappears behind, in a row of shelves behind the counter.
She might actually be older than me.
I think she might be.
There's a lot of people older than us.
Yeah, but she's human.
Oh, well. That's true.
Alive.
Yep. She comes back with a fairly large sack. It's probably about 2 pounds. And she walks up and sits it on the counter, and you hear it kind of creak and crinkle and crackle a little bit as she sits it down. And she says,
That's all that I have made up at the moment.
Wonderful. What do I owe you?
If you bring me back some spices from the Everwood, as you say you will, I trust that you are an elf of your word. 3 gold.
3 gold. 3 it is. And I set it down on the counter.
Do you have any of the spices already?
I do not. It is difficult to find people who are willing to tarry in the Everwood.
You mean stupid enough?
Do you have a picture in a book?
What do I need a picture in
I'm
the book
guessing
for?
I
I know what they look like.
I do not know what they look like, and I will be looking for them in the woods.
He does.
I know what
Okay.
mint looks like.
Now,
So, Arima, this is my sister Zorith. I mean, you can kind of,
nope, don't see it.
This is Tasha and Aribell, traveling companions.
Pleasure to meet you.
Is it? That's unusual.
She's very polite.
Yes, I see that. And it is appreciated.
All right.
Smile at
You
her.
guys want anything or need anything?
I
Fire breathing potion?
No, I sold that one. But I
Oh.
do have a healing potion that actually works.
How much is that?
50 gold pieces. Which you know is
50?
about standard.
Not the right price.
Yeah, that's fair price.
How much?
50.
gold.
Ugh.
I also
They're expensive.
have perfected a method of condensing them. And I managed to condense 2 healing potions into one container. The effect is heightened.
Really?
Yes.
And is that 50 gold as well?
Oh, no. I see what you did. No. It is 149 gold.
Wow.
And just for future reference, since I don't assume you're going to fall into the Great River, I do have a potion that would let you breathe under the water.
I don't think we need it now.
Didn't you want, somebody wanted to get a healing potion, right? That's why we were going to the shrine. So.
Yep. So the
You
other
still
potion
have
that she's
one, or
talking about is a potion of greater healing.
Mm.
The one that's 149.
How many healing potions do we have now?
I have one.
I don't.
I
have
used
one.
mine.
I don't have any.
Yes, we should probably take that healing
Just the
potion,
regular
the
one.
smaller one.
Very well. Wait just a moment.
And she scurries off the other side.
Do you need something for? Do you need any gold for that?
Maybe half?
I have. Gold, please. How much gold did Viesa give me?
It was, let's see, it was 10 a week, and she paid you 2 weeks in advance, enough to get you there, so she would have given you 40.
Oh,
Yours and Aribell's.
right. Okay.
Now, you've obviously spent some of that on food, but
Right.
10 would help.
Okay. Hold on.
I'll give you 5.
Okay. So, I give you 10.
Arabelle, you don't have to.
You sure?
You're fine.
I have like 20 some left.
Nope. Yeah, you need your 20 just in case.
Yep.
I have you 20.
You're
What?
mad at me.
Sorry. I
gave
hand
me
you
how much?
20.
Oh, why? Okay.
20.
All right, if you insist.
all right.
So now we don't have to go to any shrine. We can just head on over to our meeting spot.
Yep.
Yep.
As soon as she comes back.
And she does. She comes back with a little tiny burlap bag with a drawstring, and opens it up and pulls the potion out. And unlike the ones that you get at the temples that are kind of a bluish color, this one looks to be deep green.
Is this different from normal potions?
She says it's a potion of healing.
It's just not a holy one.
Right.
So she puts it back in and puts the drawstring down and sits it on the counter and starts counting the gold.
Okay.
You see that she's got very long, thin, spindly fingers. She counts it all out and puts it down under the counter somewhere, and you hear it clink, 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 clink. She dumps it into something. She says,
Well, enjoy the Everwood. I hear it's absolutely beautiful.
Well, that's a ringing endorsement.
So I can only find greater, healing potion, superior, and supreme in my thing. So it would be greater.
nope. It would just be potion of healing.
Regular.
Maybe it's potion.
Not.
In the player's handbook, it's listed as potion of healing.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to put it in my. I can't find it in
Since we had to go to the shrine but didn't end up going, we still have a little bit of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And go by the back to the blacksmiths
Okay.
and just get us like a hand axe.
For cutting wood.
Yep. I don't want to use my sword. I realized I don't have one.
Very smart.
All right. Well, you walk in, and once again you see Gertis Lethker, who is the owner, who inherited it from her adopted father, and she's moving back and forth between different fires, and just kind of helping everything. When she notices you, she pulls that towel out again, that rag, and starts mopping her face and her hands as she kind of walks over to the counter. And,
Hello.
Oh, good morning. How can I
I
help you
wondered-
this morning?
I wondered if you might have a hand axe for sale.
Oh, I'm sure that we do. Let me go and take a look.
And she comes back fairly quickly, and she's carrying a hand axe that has a really nicely forged steel blade on it. Hands it to you to look at.
Fine craftsmanship.
Aye, thank you. Will that do for what you're thinking of?
Perfect.
Excellent. Well, that'll be 5 gold pieces.
Hand it to her.
Is there anything else that I can help you with while you're here today?
Zori, did you need crossbow bolts?
Regular ones. Do you have any regular ones?
No. Aye, we've got lots.
How much are they?
Please hold while he looks that up.
Yes. Because I can find the weapons, but I can't find just the ammunition.
They say 1 gold piece in D&D Beyond.
For a lot of them. Is it like 20 or something?
Yep. Yep.
1 gold piece for 20.
Yes.
I'll take 1 bundle then.
All
Me
right.
too.
All
Aaron?
right.
Use a crossbow.
Here you go. 1 for you and 1 for you.
Thank you.
That'll be 1 gold each.
Here you go.
Thank you.
I gave him 2 gold.
Hmm.
So look, for me and for Zoe.
All right.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And, if there won't be anything else, one of me smiths is signaling. He needs me help.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. Good travels to you.
And she goes wandering back over toward the smith that got her attention.
All right. I guess we go meet him.
Yep. Well, you get there about half an hour early. It's about 10:30. So you go in. The door's open.
Is there a
And,
sign with the specials on it?
No.
Oh, don't tell me
And-
you're hungry again.
And Duncan's asleep on the bar.
No, he just remember he made the sign that said ale on sale or
Oh.
cider on sale. I was just seeing if it
Yeah.
was still up.
We go quietly so not to wake him up. Bless you.
We don't need anything from him.
What? Good. Hello. Good morning. How can I help you? Oh, it's you.
I feel like you fell asleep while you were working.
No, I fall asleep because there was no one to work for.
Oh, that's too bad.
You are first customers of the day.
Power nap.
We'll just take one of the booze like we usually do.
Yep.
Did you sell your cider?
I did. It's all gone. The sign was a great idea.
Good.
Do you have any wine?
I check.
Like a whole bottle, unopened. White. Or red.
He goes in the back.
Evidently, her vows didn't include temperance.
You hear... No, they don't. There's nothing about alcohol and nothing about sex.
Woohoo! All the party choices.
You have
Yep.
never seen Aribell drink, though.
Nope.
And he comes back out. He's got 7 bottles clutched in his arms. He comes slamming back through the door and sits them on the counter. One falls over and he picks it up. And
Try and help him.
they're all dust covered.
Okay.
He's like, not sure what is in these, but it's possible wine.
Okay.
So I get rag. He goes in the back. You hear more things falling.
Mm.
Maybe you should hire someone to come clean for you.
He comes
And
back
maybe-
out.
Maybe label your inventory.
If this was my inventory would be labeled. This inventory I inherited.
All right, so and he's got a rag and he spits on it and starts washing the bottles. But manages to figure out that 3 of them look to be wine. 1 white, 2 red. The rest of them, obviously some sort of harder spirit.
How much for 1 bottle of white and 1 bottle of red?
This is a good question. 5 silver each bottle.
Okay. I give him a gold piece.
I don't know if he's good. Could be vinegar.
It's for cooking, so it will be fine.
If it's vinegar, you come back, I give you money back.
Thanks, Duncan.
Do you want something to drink now while you're waiting for Alien?
I don't think so.
Okay. Good night.
Yep.
I'm gonna wait before he goes. I'm gonna ask for one of the other bottles. Just one of the other bottles. Just choose one.
Oh, this nice cork. Here, you take this one.
Okay. How much do I owe for that one?
5 silver.
Since he doesn't know what it is.
Exactly.
Yep.
At some point, I open these and find out.
Slide one.
One unknown bottle of liquor.
Yep.
Come over and sit down.
All right.
Yep.
Putting the bottles in the bag as I approach.
All right. So you sit down and Duncan puts his head back down on the bar, and shortly they're softly snoring again.
And we wait.
Yep. Gets to be, you figure, around 11 o'clock.
So, is anyone else feel uneasy about this whole thing? Or is it just me?
The trip?
Yeah.
A little bit. We don't really know what we're getting ourselves into.
Yeah,
I don't like-
part of it. I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know. I think we're getting into something over our head, but
Do you think the trip is a trap? Orchestrated
No.
by Viesa? Or do you just think we're just getting into something we can't handle?
it's not a trap by Viesa, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
It feels like it's just unraveling more threads and we don't know what we're pulling on.
Right. We'll just stick together and do what we can.
Guess we'll find out, huh?
It's like any other adventure we're on.
Yep.
That's for sure.
This time we'll just be a little bit more aware.
All right. So another 15 minutes or so goes by.
Still hasn't shown up.
Nope.
You think something happened to him?
I don't know.
Suddenly the door slams open. And you see Alien walking in like this.
It's like he drank too much.
It was that wine.
Whose idea
just
was
bought.
it to meet this early in the day?
Yours.
I'm an idiot.
It's far later than we would have wanted to meet.
He looks kind of like trying to focus his eyes and looks at the bar and goes, "Oh, good. He got the good stuff out." Grabs the bottle, uncorks it, takes a drink, goes, "Well, I don't know where this has been all my life," but grabs the cork, puts it back in, and walks
What's his
over to sit
story?
down. Ah. Well, hello.
Good morning.
Well, let's not rush things.
What?
Greetings.
So, horses.
Yes.
I have horses. I have tack. I have saddle. I even have a couple saddlebags.
Hmm.
Okay. It's good. We'll need
Thank
them. We can always use more saddlebags.
Do we owe you anything for this?
I will say this. I really don't know anything about horses.
Oh
So
dear.
hopefully they're good. They're alive.
And they are horses.
That, as far as I can tell, they don't seem to be bleeding anywhere. That's about the extent of my knowledge.
All right. We're ready to head out. We need to get on the road.
Oh, all right. Well,
Yeah.
have fun. Tell Wiggy I said hello.
The horses outside?
Yes, they're tied up in the front.
Is anyone likely to chase us down as we leave town looking for their horses?
Not if you leave quickly. Then he just kind of, he gets this look in his eye, Airman, you know he's joking.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what you need to do? You need to go find yourself a nice big hearty breakfast, something with bacon, ham, and sausage, something with lots of grease. That'll really help.
Perhaps some runny eggs.
Yeah.
Probably not the eggs, but meat and lots of bread. That does sound good.
I hand him a pancake.
Ooh. Where did you get this?
You don't want to know.
Not bad.
Oh, at the end.
Oh, ah.
Airman does start laughing.
You are not nice sometimes.
Never once did I say I was.
You know
Oh
what,
no.
actually, that wasn't bad. And he reaches down, picks it up off the floor, and takes another bite.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
That's disgusting. Let's go.
I don't want to know the last. I'm guessing we can't tell the last time this floor was.
Oh no. No, let's not talk about that.
So you also don't want to talk about the slight sucking sound it made when he pulled it up off the floor.
I definitely don't want to talk about that.
Yum.
Anyway,
I'm gonna use 5 lay on hands to neutralize poison / cure a disease on him.
Right.
It might sober him up. Who knows?
All right.
Horses.
Just to be preemptive in case there was something on that pancake.
Do you actually do that?
Yes, I do.
Oh. And you see him go, oh.
Killed his buzz.
you totally did.
That's fine. I just was worried he'd catch something from the pancake.
Right.
Oh, believe me, the alcohol will kill it, whatever it is.
Well, just to be safe.
Yes.
No, I appreciate the thought. Well, travel well, be safe.
Probably the most holy thing that's happened to you in a while.
Airman, don't be stupid.
I'm sure he's called out God's name.
And I'll ignore everything you taught me.
No, I said don't be stupid.
Sure, you were right, Tasha.
I will certainly do my best. That's why I've got them.
Good, good. All right. Well, travel safe.
I can head for the door.
All right.
Hopefully we will see you again soon enough.
All right.
And we're off, but that's never stopped us before.
And you're leaving.
The extra saddlebags would be okay. I'm sure we're gonna have stuff along the way.
Yeah.
And put back and stuff in them. So.
All right, so you walk outside, and you see 4 horses, as advertised.
Decent horses or nags?
Tasha, make an intelligence check. You do know a bit about horses. You were trained to ride in the army.
14?
14. You look them over, kind of over and under and around, and they look pretty good.
Yeah.
They look healthy. They look relatively young. They're clearly used to bridle and saddle. There's a black one, a reddish-brown one, a gray one, and a white one.
Ah. I take the reddish one.
I start walking around all of them, trying to get a feel for which one likes me and which one doesn't.
Make an animal handling check.
Ooh, 5.
Ah!
None of them like you.
You can't tell.
Okay.
I'm gonna run back inside and see if the proprietor,
Duncan?
Duncan.
Yep, he's
Yes.
awake. He's talking to Alaman, and you see that he's opened one of the bottles and has poured 2 shots out of it.
do you have any sugar cubes
Sugar cubes.
or apples?
No, we will not have apples. The
Right.
sugar cubes.
You might have some
I
sugar.
check.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I go up to the black one just because black is cool
Okay.
and try to get on him.
Airman.
Hmm?
Just good luck with that.
All right, make a dexterity check.
And I had that in one hand. Didn't help much.
20, dirty 20.
You plant your foot in the stirrup and swing up on the horse, no problem. Once
And he's
you're
cool?
once you're landed on the horse just kind of turns its head and looks at you like, "Oh, you, huh? Okay."
All right. Well, I kind of pat him or her, whichever it is,
You don't know.
and
I
Get
go up to,
him.
make nice.
I go up to
All
the
right.
white.
Okay.
I get on the red one.
Okay. Make a dex check. Zorth, Duncan comes back out holding this little bag and says, He's not sure if it's sugar cubes or just old sugar stuck together, but you can take.
I can take. Thank you.
I rolled a 15.
Okay, yeah, you're able to swing up on the horse just fine.
Okay.
Anything to use as a step.
Stirrup.
Yeah, not real dexterous, you know.
I'll come help you. Get on.
I'll grab my holy symbol for a second before I try.
All right.
And I'll help you.
All right, so roll with advantage.
Well, they're both pretty good. 24.
Oh yeah, no problem. With Zora's help, you just, she helps you get your foot up into the stirrup and then gives you a little bit of a boost, and you just kind of swing up and into the saddle like you've been doing it your entire life.
I go to the front of the gray one and I put some of the sugar in my hand and I offer it to the horse.
You see that it is actually sugar cubes, but they are kind of stuck together.
put one on there for now if I can get just one and give it to the horse.
All right. And it kind of noses forward and then...
Takes it.
Yep.
And then I pat it on the neck and I swing on up.
All right, make a dex check.
Oh, that's nice. Natural 18 plus dex 3, 21.
Oh, yeah. No problem. All right. So the saddlebags are loaded on. The horses are all tacked and ready to go. You are all mounted.
Head out of town.
All right.
We're off to see Wizard.
So you head off out of town, headed southwest along the trade route. It's partly cloudy, partly sunny. It's cool at the moment, but you imagine that it will warm up a little. Probably be a fairly comfortable day. And so you head out. What's the order that you're riding in?
Probably 2 abreast until we come up to somebody and then like form a single file.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
I'll be one of the lead horses.
And then either Tasha or I should be up front with, and the other with Zori. So either.
I'll be up front.
All right. Then, as you're riding, I need both Araman and Tasha to make perception checks.
18.
All
right. You ride along. Do you stop for lunch or do you eat as you ride?
Eat as we ride.
Yeah.
We're just eating the leftovers, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, you travel on through the day. And right around the time that you are, where you're getting on towards night, you see that you're coming up on some sort of crossroads. Right there.
Okay.
And you see that there are a couple wagons pulled off to the side there at the crossroads. You see a couple people sitting around a fire that looks like it was just recently built. You've probably got an hour before full dark, so you could continue on, or you could stop here.
How many of them are there?
There are 2 wagons, separate. They don't look like they're together. And there's 2 individuals with horses tethered nearby that are sitting around a fire.
I go up to Airman and I kind of talk to him quietly. I say, I'm going to pull up my horse next time, I guess. And I'm going to say, could be strength in numbers, but could also be asking to be robbed.
Can I ascertain, just on a visual inspection, whether or not these guys look like they're up to no good or if they're just
Traveling.
traveling?
Make an insight check.
What's in there? Can we see what's in their wagons?
No, the wagons, both of the wagons are covered and closed.
Seems pretty close to town to be.
Yeah, no, it was a 5.
Okay. You really can't tell much other than it appears that they know each other well enough to carry on a conversation. Because the two...
I guess if we take you and me in 4-hour shifts, just 4 hours and 4 hours, we'll still be able to.
Yeah, my thing is, if they got wagons, they're going to slow us down.
What?
We don't have to stay with them.
No, just for the night, stay here.
Yeah, and you don't even know which direction they're going. You're going in one. There are 4 possible directions from this crossroads.
Right.
Okay.
Strength in numbers for the night, so we don't have to, because we didn't get a tent or anything.
I think I have one.
Oh, I just have a hammock and a bedroll and stuff. I don't think we got a tent. I didn't.
I think early on.
Well, the tent will sleep 2 comfortably, 3 uncomfortably.
Okay.
I just have a bedroll.
Yeah, it's just a 2-person tent.
Okay. You guys want to stop now?
Yeah. It's a good idea.
All right. Right up to the campsite.
All right. Well, there's basically 3 campsites. Like one
3?
wagon is pulled off to one side. Another wagon is pulled off over here. The guys at the fire are on the other side of the road.
All right. Well, I ride up to the guys who are around the fire.
All right.
And I just say...
look up at you. There's a younger man and an older man. And the older man says, well met.
Good day. You guys traveling to or from Costage Way?
We're not going to Costed's Way at all, actually. I'm escorting my son to the Tower of Azinor.
Oh, nice. Would you mind sharing your camp tonight? We can help with whatever you need.
Well, that all depends. Who are you?
Well, my name is Araman. I'm not sure if that helps you, but this is my sister Zorith, that's Tasha, and that is Aribell.
You can call us nobody in particular.
Paladin of the Pointy Star or something like that.
Oh. Tirora, right?
Yes.
Well, lady, we would be honored to share our poor campsite with one such as yourself. Please.
Leans back and mumbles, "That's why you name drop."
Well, I'm no one special, but thank you for your hospitality.
Of course, of course.
I think no one in particular would make a great band name.
Did we hear what Airman said?
I would have said it loud enough for anyone near me to hear, but...
What, the name drop thing?
Yeah.
No, I meant did we hear him say they were headed to the Tower of Azinor?
Oh, yeah.
Well, did you ride up with him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then yes, you heard what he said.
I look at the boy and I say, the Tower of the big shots, huh?
Well, hopefully.
My sister here was a recent graduate from there.
Really? Would you mind if I ask you some
I
questions?
was kicked out, but she...
You see this worried look on his face now.
It wasn't the right life for him, boy, but you'll be fine.
He's a troublemaker. You'll be okay.
Okay, if you say so.
Absolutely.
Papa? It's fine, Aaron. Yes, this is my son, Aaron. I am Osman.
Osmond?
Osman.
Osman.
No D. He's not a singing family member.
What are you planning on studying?
Well, I'm hoping to be a wizard.
Oh, excellent.
Any particular school of magic you wish to special in?
Divination.
Oh, interesting.
He's always wanting to know why. Since he was small. And you see Aaron kind of going, oh, here we go again. Since he was small, he was always asking, why? Why this? Why that? Why is grass green? Why do birds fly? Why is water blue? I don't know.
Well, a wise man once said, knowing is half the battle.
And according to my brother, the other half is extreme violence. But he was a warrior.
Uh-huh. So, yeah, ask Zori anything. She knows everything.
I don't know everything, but I'll try.
So he sits down and he begins to pepper you with all sorts of questions. Do you know any of the instructors? What's it like to be a student there? Does he have to worry about being hazed? He just... imagine,
College freshman.
Yeah, basically.
Orientation.
Yeah, college freshman who's been homeschooled.
Oh.
Poor baby.
Okay. But,
Okay.
But yeah, so, he will ask you questions for as long as you will let him. Because you get the sense that he is very insecure about this.
Oh. Right. I'll help him as much as I possibly can. I actually am going to ask Osmond, do you mind if I take him a little bit away from the campfire? I would like to look at the stars with him.
Ooh.
And the campfire is bright.
Of course. He is an adult. He is a fully capable young man. I'm certain that he can do as he wishes.
So I'm going to walk off with him, and I'm going to point out, okay, stars. Do they have like a North Star kind of thing?
Yeah, it's in this world. It's called the Eye of Torora.
Yeah, of course.
Convenient.
She's the brightest.
So I'm going to show him the Eye of Torora, and I'm going to give him a little bit of knowledge. We have knowledge from growing up on the street and kind of like finding your way and knowing to keep that star, just a tiny bit of general stuff. And I'm going to take out my book that I just bought, and I'm going to sketch the stars in there like that. And I'm going to show him, and we're going to like lay on our backs and kind of look at the stars and point them out and stuff.
Okay. All right. He's raptly taking in everything that you're telling him. He's paying very close attention to you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna. Yeah.
All right. So.
And and I'm going to leave him there real quick, and I'm going to say, hang on, I'll be right back. And I'm going to go run, and I say to everybody, I'll take first watch. If that's okay.
It's still pretty early, right?
Yeah.
Right, but when it comes time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
take first
probably maybe a half an hour past dusk.
Oh,
at this
we
point.
can't. Yeah, we're going to lay there and look at the stars as they come across the sky until it's time for watch.
Okay.
Let you know when dinner's ready.
Osmond starts pulling out. He's basically got about half a loaf of bread and half a wheel of cheese and some hardtack.
Ugh.
I start get a couple of the bags down and pull out the pans and the kettle.
And he just kind of gets this look and he says, "Do you cook?"
I do, and I hope that you and Aaron will join us for a meal.
Oh, well, I can't speak for the boy, but I would be delighted. It has been many years since I've had a meal cooked by a lovely woman.
I hope that you enjoy it.
Well, considering that I never did take the time to learn from my wife how to cook suitably, I have not been having many decently cooked meals, so this will be very enjoyable, I'm certain.
How long has she been gone?
7 years now.
I'm so very sorry.
Thank you. She was a good woman, but she fell ill, and even the healers in the village couldn't figure out what to do.
I lost my husband a few months ago, so you have my sympathy.
Oh dear. And you mine, young lady. To lose one so young. Loris and I had over 20 years together. I have those memories to sustain me. I can't imagine trying to cope with the loss for what must have been such a brief time to build those memories.
We had a few wonderful years together, and I'll remember them always.
And it's the memories that help sustain us when the nights get lonely.
And you have your son.
Yes. And I won't say this around him because it makes him uncomfortable, but I'm very proud of him. He has come a long way, and it was not the easiest childhood. He had to come to manhood with only me.
Then his life is a testament to you as well, and I'm sure he's very proud of you.
You see him reach up and do this. Smoke is getting in my eyes.
Mine as well. I should start our meal.
Well, I never did learn to cook, but I was a fairly able assistant when called upon, so if I can help...
Absolutely.
Just Tell me what you need me to do.
She'd do her stew trick probably.
Okay.
I'm guessing they went through all the leftovers. So,
Yeah, that was
But-
enough for a meal, basically.
but
So-
put that together and he'll contribute his bread. Then they'll have a pretty decent.
Yeah.
And I got the water going. The tea.
All right. Yeah, Zorith, you're out. You and Aaron are looking at the stars, and you're talking them through all of it. You begin to smell a familiar scent. And Aribell's stew is cooking.
And I tell Aaron, "Ooh, you're in for a treat. My friend is a wonderful cook."
And Aaron's like, is she making that for us?
Yeah, we share best we can.
Oh, wow. My
What's your last name, Aaron?
Fellis.
Spell it for me.
Fellis.
Aaron.
Aron.
Aron.
Yeah.
What do you think of the stars?
I know some of them, but I guess I never really thought about the fact that you could get your bearings from them.
Well,
What do you do when it's cloudy?
you wing it.
Oh, I'm not really very good at that.
Well, and the School of Divination, you will kind of seek a clearer understanding of maybe space, time, and consciousness so that you can see clearly maybe those nights. You won't necessarily need to see the stars.
That's a reassuring thought.
But, yeah. You'll be fine. I mean, I'm going to be, like, talking to him about all just different things and, like, how school is and, like, what happens if you're being bullied. And I tell him the name of my... Because the wizard school is in a different tower than mine is, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So I'm going to tell him if he has any problems to go to the sorcerer tower and ask for Oberus and use my name.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
And if you have any problems, you go to him. Period.
Okay. That sounds great. Thanks. At least I'll go in knowing somebody.
Yep. And I'm just going to break down like the whole school, everything. Just
All right.
as much as a senior who just graduated would tell a college freshman if they like a family member. You're like
A preference.
somebody you actually wanted to tell good things, not like, yeah, you know. Anyhow, you know.
And he asks you questions about Oberus. And he's like, so what's he like, your old teacher, you know? And what did he teach you? What was your favorite lesson? You know, he's just lots and lots of questions.
I tell him all the answers that I don't know to right now, but yeah, I tell him all the things.
Okay.
Sorry. I'll tell him like a couple pranks that he can pull that won't get him in like super trouble, but
Like, don't blow up the alchemy lab.
I will tell him that story. And
He kind of tries to look like he's not laughing, but he clearly is chuckling a little.
and it's okay to laugh.
And
It was hilarious.
He kind of looks over at the fire and he's like, that guy?
Yep, that guy. And then I'll like I said, I'll tell him a couple pranks. Yeah,
Okay.
just fun. Yeah, fun stuff.
All right.
When I can ask Aramin a question quietly that Osmond won't hear, I ask, does the tower charge students to attend?
Do I know?
You do. They do not. If you're accepted, you basically work for the tower to pay for your schooling.
Okay.
So the students do, all the chores and most of the food prep and janitorial stuff and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I tell you, that's how they run it.
Didn't know.
So they just have to get accepted, but if he's bright enough, it shouldn't be a problem. He doesn't have to know anything, he just has to be able to learn it.
Potential. Right. We finish up stew before too long. It needs to cook for a little bit.
All right.
Start dishing it up.
Do you call Zorith and Aaron over?
Yeah. And with Osmond and Torora's help, I rolled a 26.
Oh.
I'm going to tell Aaron to go ahead and go back, and I'll be there in like a few minutes.
Okay.
And tell them that I'm coming in a few minutes, because they'll worry about me and food. They do. But I'll come. Then when he leaves, I'm gonna take about 15 minutes, and I'm gonna draw. I'm hoping would I have learned any of the constellations while I was in school?
Oh yeah, you learned them all.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try to quickly draw a few, and in the front of the book, and I'm gonna write the property of Aaron Fellis.
Give him a spell book.
Not yet.
That's so sweet.
Don't make me cry.
So
Have you met Pam?
when Aaron gets his meal and is seated, Airman sits down next to him. So the tower, huh?
Yeah.
What's the first thing you're gonna do when you get there?
He doesn't know.
I don't know. What's the first thing I should do?
Don't ask him.
Try to get accepted.
Oh, he's already been accepted.
Well, I have a meeting. I haven't been officially accepted. But he will. He's very, very smart. He seems to have a talent for that.
Well,
He's already figured out a couple things just from watching the traveling mages that came through. That's why I think the tower is the right place for him.
do you mind a little advice, Aaron?
Oh boy.
No, I'd be grateful.
It isn't going to make any difference what you know. They don't care what you know. They want to know if you can learn what they have to show you.
Oh. Well, your sister's been teaching me about the stars. I
Yeah.
understood that.
Mm-hmm. If you can learn and you can show that you can learn, you're in.
Well, I like to read.
That's
He's
good.
read
'Cause you're
every
gonna read
book
plenty.
that I could find.
Yeah,
Many
they're
of
gonna
them
give
he's
plenty.
read several times.
They'll give you plenty to read. Don't worry about that.
Oh, that sounds great.
But pay attention to everything they say. Verbatim. Exactly.
Okay.
And you will be just fine.
Okay.
You don't need to worry or be concerned. It's okay to have some anxiety because it's new, it's something you're not familiar with, but that'll wear off quick. So understand why you're there and what you're there for. And that's all you need to do. It's easy. And Don't blow anything up. They don't like that.
Your sister told me that story.
Yeah,
I thought it was funny.
it was hilarious. They didn't think it was funny.
Okay. That's good to know, too.
Yeah.
I'll come over to eat.
All right. And Osmond takes his first bite, and his eyes just close. And he chews, and he just swallows, looks up at you, and says, "As good as anything that Loris ever made."
And you thought we brought her along just because she's a paladin. Just
That-
grin.
That would clearly be enough. This is like fluffy frosting on a beautiful cake.
You're
Cheers.
Fluffy Frosting. Maybe we should just call you Fluffy.
I'd allow it for you. I may not like it, but I would allow
Well,
it.
he's actually talking, if you follow what he said, he's comparing the food as the frosting to the beautiful cake.
Oh.
I'm a cake.
Well, I like that.
Osmond's got game, I'm just saying.
Sorry, what?
Osmond has game.
Yeah. You do.
Well, he's been alone for 7 years.
Plenty of time to work on his lines.
So,
Now there's 2 other campsites,
Yep.
and is there just how many people are at each of those?
You don't see anybody.
Okay.
Basically, whoever it is already in the wagons, and they're probably already asleep.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Well, I help clean up, and then I play my lute for a little while,
Ooh.
just to keep my practice up.
All right, make a performance roll.
I literally thought I heard you say just to keep my breakfast up. And I was like,
Practice.
I got
Practice.
that. After a second, I was like, wouldn't it be breakfast down? And then I was like, she didn't say breakfast. Practice. Okay.
19. I rolled a 19.
You run through several tunes that you know well, and whether it's the combination of just the relaxation or the atmospheric conditions, the lute just sounds really good tonight. And you see both Aaron and Osmond immediately, their heads are bobbing and their fingers are moving on their legs and their toes are tapping. They're both enjoying it a lot.
and now you know why we bring her along.
And when you finish, they both...
I bow.
Aaron says, "This may be the best trip ever." And Osmond kind of chuckles and says, "You're not wrong, my son. Thank you, Lady Tasha. That was wonderful."
So glad that Torora put us in your path.
I'm so glad she put you in ours.
And they brought me along because of fertilizer.
He's Zora's brother. He has to.
You
come.
see Aaron kind of, and Osmond's looking like, what?
Because you're so full of it.
So,
I got it. Excited.
well, so dinner is had and cleaned. after dinner entertainment is performed, and the two stand up and say, well, this has been about as lovely an evening as I could have imagined.
I hand my bowl over to Zorith. It's about half full.
I'm gonna be fat. I'm gonna be roly-poly. I'm gonna be like... I finish it.
And he says, we must be on the road very close to dawn. So if we depart before you awaken, let me now just say thank you.
It was nice to meet you both.
It was nice to meet you too. That was really, really great playing.
I pull out a small bag and hand it to Aaron.
What's in the bag?
Some money. In case you need supplies or anything.
He looks at you and looks at his dad, and his dad says, I have learned in all my years one does not argue with a paladin. One simply says thank you. Oh, thank you.
There's 10 gold in there.
I'll keep that in mind.
Stop it. Horrible.
Actually, I'm gonna go up to Airman. I'm gonna ask to switch with him. Can I take second watch?
What? Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. All right, so do you do anything else before you turn in for the night?
Put the tent up, and we can probably, she's taking second watch, we can probably fit the 3 bedrolls in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's snug. But you can do it.
Do we just need one person on watch, do you think?
Yeah. Do you want 2 people on watch?
No. With this many people around, it'll probably be okay just having one.
Okay. Oh,
right.
I go to sleep.
Me too.
And I'll take first watch.
All right. If you would, make a perception check.
Dirty 20.
All right. The first 4 hours pass uneventfully. You can hear some gentle snoring coming from the other 2 wagons.
I open my book and get my pen and quill out, or quill and ink out, and as I look around, I'll just write stuff down.
Okay.
Take in the night.
All right. Well, it gets to be a little past midnight.
Okay. Well, Zori gets her rest in. I'll go and wake her up.
All right. Yeah, you come out of your meditative state and you see Airman at the door to the tent.
I gingerly get up very quietly, try to trade places with him.
All right.
So,
Be quiet.
Okay.
okay, good. Oh, 18 plus, what is it? Perception?
Yes.
21 for the night.
Yeah. You hear, the sounds you'd expect to hear.
So, every once in a while, I'm going to do like maybe So if I opened it, it would have been the first page and that second page. So like title page, first page, second page of just all the stars I can see and labeling as much as I can. And then, so it says property of Aaron Fellis. And then on the title page, I'm going to write future wizard. And then at the bottom of the page, from your friend, Zorath Zircon. And then like somewhere in the middle, just like a random page, I'm just going to draw a smiley face.
All right.
I might do a couple. Just smiley faces.
All right.
Or like crazy faces. But I will keep watch also. I mean, you know.
Okay. All right. Well, the sky just begins to lighten in the east when you hear Osmond roll over and he sits up.
Right. I'll wait for them to get a little awake before I give this to Aaron.
All right. Well, he goes over and wakes Aaron up and tells him to be quiet. And he looks over and sees you, and he's kind of like, And he stirs up the coals of the fire a little bit and gets a battered iron pot out of his saddlebag on the horse and takes a water skin and dumps some water in, and he makes what smells sort of like coffee.
When Aaron's done getting all of his back roll and stuff together, I'm going to take him out a ways from the thing.
Okay.
And I'm going to give him both quills and the ink and the book. And I'm going to say, so I know my friend Aribell gave you some gold. One of the things that you could make your first purchase would be a very good component pouch. Your component pouch would be probably your best friend. You need to have it accessible, and it needs to be decent, and you need to keep it clean and well stocked and clean as best you can. And I was like, some spells take back guano and stuff, and you want to make sure that you've got your component pouch ready. And I show him mine, and I say, and here is this book. Hopefully you can use it as your spell book, and that will definitely be your best friend. Oh, and then later, someday, when you have some money, you can buy a sling for it, and it'll fit under your arm. It'll be great.
Wow. I don't know what to say. I mean...
Well, I put my name in there.
You just met me.
Yeah. I put my name in there. And I expect once in a while you can tell Oberus, and he'll send me a message of how you're doing.
Wow. Okay. I'll ask.
He'd enjoy talking to me anyway, so.
Thank you.
And I lean down and I give him a big hug. All right, Aaron Fellis. Go be the best wizard you can possibly be. I chuck him on the shoulder and I walk back to the camp.
I'll try. And he's just still standing there holding the stuff in his hand and looking at it like, what the absolute hell just happened here?
And I walk away. And I walk away.
He walks back over and shows it to his father, and his father just kind of shakes his head a little bit and looks up at you and
I'll run over there and give him a big hug. The dad, like an awkward, like.
Right. And he just, I mean, it's a very affectionate sort of, parental hug.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's hugging you, he just whispers, "Thank you for being so kind to my son."
He's going to be a great wizard.
I think you might be right.
And then I go back over to I was on watch the whole time.
Okay. And they get their stuff together. You see Aaron very, very carefully placing that book in his saddlebag, and then the quills and the ink, strapping it down, and they hop on their horses, and they both wave, and they ride off.
Before they head out, I go up to Aaron with a smirk on my face. I say, anytime you have a class in the alchemy lab, look up at the ceiling and think of me. You'll know what I mean when you see it.
And he just kind of thinks for a second and then goes, "Wow." Okay.
I kind of pat him on the shoulder and grin.
I'll do that. Thanks for the advice. And they head out, and the sound of the horses riding off brings both Tasha and Aribell to consciousness.
Did I miss something?
I think
Nah.
Okay.
I get up and pray.
Yep. So you've spent the night here at the crossroads and met a couple interesting people, and the next major feature that you're going to encounter is one of the two great stone bridges that are actually left over from before the shattering.
Oh.
They're feats of architectural marvel that current architects don't quite understand how to duplicate. But you'll be crossing one of them to get to the part of the continent that will eventually lead you to Thunder's Edge. And as you prepare to begin the day, that's where we'll stop for tonight. And we'll pick up the next leg of the journey next week.
Woohoo!
Sweet.
A very sweet and touching episode.
I'm glad you made it through your trials.
Yeah.
My dice only tried to screw me a couple times.
Yep.
I know, right?
As they do.
Yep. The dice giveth and the dice taketh away.
Yep.
But you made Pam cry. I'm just gonna point
Several
More
times.
than once. Yeah.
Him or me?
you.
I mean, it happens.
I was thinking, Jeff, I know that Araman and Zorith isn't so much, but we can probably at some point publish my session 0 because I think everything has now come out.
Yeah. All right. Well, nicely done, everybody. This was good. This was very good.
Excellent.
And we'll pick back up next week. But we're not done here on the Artifacts Worldswide Twitch channel for the week. Au contraire.
No contraire.
Yeah.
Mon
Tomorrow at 1 p.m., probably about 20 minutes after I wake up, we'll be doing the next episode of GM Chat. I think I'm
Get
kidding.
up on the
about
cat
waking
crack of 3 or 4, huh?
Yep. Well, after a game night, I'm usually up till at least 2.
We know what you'll be doing.
It just takes me that long to calm down.
So 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Yep.
Standard.
Not again, not sure what we're talking about, but I can announce that a week from tomorrow, if all goes well, we're going to have our first guest.
Ooh.
So,
Who will it be?
well, we'll announce that next week. But, yeah, we'll be talking about that. And then, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Now, all these times are Eastern U.S. 7 o'clock tomorrow night, we're going back Sith side for the 2 Sith and the Grumpy Bounty Hunter taking on the world of Star Wars The Old Republic. And because it's us, we're going to be role-playing the hell out of it.
Yep.
Because that's what we do. That makes it fun for us. We're weird like that.
And it's nice because you don't have to type everything like when you're typically on an RP server.
And as
Exactly.
everyone knows, I hate typing. Mr.
And-
Hunt and Peck.
And not
Yeah.
a sponsor, but my diehard dice did not screw me over.
Excellent. Yeah, my good old dice did well tonight, so they did just about what I wanted them to. So, yeah, pretty happy.
Brilliant.
They didn't kill me. That was good.
Yep.
They didn't kill a little boy.
It's good.
Yeah, I can't wait for the dice from the Good Old Dice Kickstarter to show up. That's gonna be fun too.
There you
I'll
go.
have to decide which set I'm gonna switch out because I've only
It's
got
tough when you have too many dice. Not that I do.
well,
You
I've
When
only
you have-
got
Not such a thing.
I've only got room for 5 sets in this.
Got it.
So if I add the one I get from the Kickstarter, I'm gonna have to shuttle one out. So
I usually have a little box sitting next to my dice tray
oh,
for my dice.
you mean like this?
Yeah, so then see, you can have all the dice you need.
Yeah, that's the dice
Yep.
that used to be in the dice tray until the good old dice showed up. So, yeah. All right. Thanks everybody for watching this evening. Remember, like and subscribe here on Twitch. We would love that. This episode will be up on our YouTube channel bright and early Monday morning.
Please watch, comment, like, subscribe, all of that stuff. We really want to see all this stuff.
As
Make sure there's people watching.
Nikki is fond of saying, all the things.
Yes.
Boom on.
Yep. And we will see you next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. as we welcome you back to the lands of Aecathan.
Night, y'all.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.